Hello. It's a case. It's not green and it's not yellow, but it is a funny shade of yellowy orange. It's orange, it's not yellow, it's orange. Funny shade of orange. This is a case digger, wheel digger obviously, 580 SLE. Super LE. It's not feeling so super right now. I don't know if I've been putting this job off or the owner has been putting this job off. Between us, we've put this job off about 16 months. Obviously, the diggers works, but the problem is the torque converter is shagged. It struggles to go uphill. Wherever you drive it, it's very slow. You've got to rev the tits off the poor girl to get it to move. He's driven it about 8 miles to get here. This isn't the workshop. This is summertime in the cattle barn. Empty, nice concrete floor, plenty of head space. So I've chosen this to be the position for it. So I've got to take it to bits to get to the torque converter. So if it's here for a week or so, it's not going to be in my way in the workshop, and I've got a nice big shed so I can get the handler in to lift the engine out and work on it. Strip down. I was, up until very recently, when I was looking into what I'm actually going to do to it, I was going to go in underneath and work underneath. I was going to remove the transmission from the engine, leave the engine in place, so I didn't have to disturb any of the hydraulic pump and the radiator and everything goes with it at the front. I thought I could leave that. I've jibbed out of that. The transmission's too heavy. I've decided it's too heavy to be playing around with it above your head working. My head's not tough enough for that to land on it, and I certainly can't bench press the transmission. I could try, but I'm pretty sure I can't. So I'm going to strip the front down. I haven't decided if I'm leaving the loader unit on the front or not yet. Might take that off first for safety purposes and just ease of access maybe. And then I'm going to unbolt the engine from around the transmission, so we're going to do it reverse to what I first thought I might have a go at doing. So I'm going to do it the more traditional way, and I'm going to lift the engine out, and bolted to the flywheel is the torque converter. So straightforward really, nuts and bolts job, nothing too technical. Just a lot of undoing, bit of oil to catch, bit of coolant to catch. It's got aircon. Haven't tested if that's working. I guess it probably isn't because it's a hot day here. And Phil, who drove it here, had all the windows wide open, so I'm guessing the aircon doesn't work. So I can undo whatever I want if I need to. I'm guessing, but I'll try, test it, and see what's going on. Just got to jump into it. Yeah, one big step. I undone everything last night. It got too dark really to be lifting the motor out. So got up this morning and first job, lift the engine out, set it down, and this little kitty here is what we're here for. This is your torque converter. So it's pretty simple to get it out. Ringer bolts, and it's sat on a damper plate, and it just unbolts from that, and then it's ready for the scrap bin. Put a new one in and do everything in reverse. Putting it back in is obviously a little bit more tricky. Getting the splines to line up for a start, and then we've got to work it so the engine comes in at the right angle so it doesn't damage either of the seals. It'll slip down in tight. I've taken it out, as you'll see, with ratchet straps. I like using ratchet straps for lifted engines out of such holes because you can easily just click up either end to tilt it out quite nicely. However, they're not so great for putting it back in because you can't let a ratchet strap the other way. Let it back off slowly. It's all or nothing with that. So we'll put it back in a little bit different. But to come out, that slipped out a treat. Whip that off. There. Relatively reliable piece of engineering, a torque converter. Been around for a long time. This digger's done a lot of hours, so it's a few years old, so I suppose fatigue's got to it. So what we've got, the outer housing is bolted to the flywheel, so this is turning at the engine speed. Whatever speed the engine's turning, this one's turning. Then inside, the drive plates, two of them, are splined to the gearbox. And as you rev it up, the drive plates in the center, this is all oil immersed, so the drive plates in the center start to spin with the outer housing because of the oil in there and the vanes. And then that's what sends the drive back out through here to the transmission from the center shafts. Gives you your drive, which is how you're able to either put your foot on the brakes with the engine revving and the digger will come to a stop. This will still be spinning, but you'll get slippage inside of here. The oil will give, and the center disc then inside of here will stop spinning, and just the oil will slip the drive. It's probably a terrible explanation, but that's how it works. I know, even if I can't convey it. And here's my new torque converter. Freshly delivered. I've tested it on the splines. Make sure it's the correct one before we go chucking the engine back in and having issues. And it is, everything's good to go. So we need to pop it on the flywheel, so we'll yeah, it's on there. driving nice, forward and back. We've got some actual, you can actually feel the connection between the engine and the transmission now, as before it was, you're revving and there wasn't a lot happening. Yes, there was a bit of, you can feel it loading the engine a little bit, but it wasn't actually loading the engine like it is now. So we're getting a good, you can feel the clutch going in and off it goes. Reverse the same, up. I've driven it in every gear. Obviously fourth gear is a little bit high for when it's stationary pulling away, but it will pull away and move forward. I'm going to go ahead and chuck the bonnet on. And yeah, I see the tyres could do with a little bit of air, that'll help. Make it a little bit more mobile. And the job's a good one.